Hello guys, my name is Paraisy, 25 years old. I fight from Atismos, France, and my team is ABS team. Did a lot of sparring with the member of my team, and can't wait to fight. My background is wrestling, but today MMA, you need to train all discipline. And I meet my new trainer, his name is Ashil, and he gives me a lot of confidence of my stand-up. So now I guess I'm a well-rounded fighter. Oh, I'm sure he's in his hometown, so I'm sure he wants to destroy me.
Jack the Stone Mason, fighting at a Tsunami gym, record 17-7. Yeah, preparation's gone excellent. I've been swimming every morning. Cage Warriors 41. I took home a victory against Anna Love. Very happy to take home the win, but not so happy with my performance. I should have, I needed to push the pace more, and I think I should have got the finish really. I'm always better when I push forward. Get the takedown, get on top, throw some elbows in, throw some shots. I'm ready for wherever it goes. I'm expecting a tough fight. Norman's going to come to fight. I'm going to come to fight. It's going to be it's going to be a war.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. 3 rounds of mixed martial arts action in the Cage Warriors middleweight division. Please welcome your first fighter to the blue corner, Norman Paraisy.
Well, this 25-year-old middleweight has been training mixed martial arts for around 7 years. When I asked him how he got into fighting, he said he doesn't know how he ended up here, just that he loves it. He's trained in some of the most renowned camps in the world, Brazilian top team out in Brazil and American top team in Florida. But his home is at the ABS team in Paris, along with top European fighters like Bellator champ Christian Mpumbu and one of our latest signings at Cage Warriors, Jean Ndoye, who put on a fantastic performance out in Jordan. He does struggle to fit some of his training around his day job, but he's had some fantastic wins lately. His last fight, he took out Paulo Filho at X-Combat in Rio. He was incredibly pleased with the win, but really he said, I wasn't happy about it because Paulo Filho is one of my idols, and that it came at his expense didn't please him one bit. He showed good takedown defense, got up quickly when he was down, mixed in his knee strikes very well to the body and the head. I do question perhaps the power with which he can land his strikes, but he does throw in volume and he is fairly accurate. He said it's a dream come true to be here at Cage Warriors. Having watched guys like Paul Daly and Dan Hardy, he wants to send out some positive energy to everyone because he's having the time of his life here at Cage Warriors.
Yeah, Norman Paraisy, a very underrated fighter, ranked top 10 in Europe. As you said, well-travelled. He's a veteran of Bellator, Cage Force in Japan, M1, and more. Been dealing with him for a very long time. He's wanted to fight in Cage Warriors for a long time, and I'm really proud that we've got him here right now.
And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent to the red corner, Jack Mason!
Jack the Stone Mason has been around the domestic scene for a long time. Made his pro debut back in 2005, but now he's really starting to pick up steam. His record may have 7 losses on it, but it's worth pointing out that 4 of them were his first 4 fights, and since 2006 he's gone something like 17-3. Only losses to the likes of UFC vets John Hathaway and Mark Weir. So, his last appearance was here at the Forum at Cage Warriors 41, where he took a decision win over highly ranked Scottish middleweight Alan Love. As we heard in the VT, he wasn't happy with that performance, felt like he didn't push the pace and, in his words, was perhaps a bit tame. Since then, he's been working his all-around game at Tsunami Gym in Cambridge, a lot of attention to strength and conditioning program with his coach Lawrence Irvine. He's always had a very strong wrestling background, as you expect from the guys at Tsunami. He really does have a nasty front headlock series. I felt that for myself. But I'll be looking for improvement in his hands and really looking for him to let his strikes go a bit more.
Yeah, interesting point. You mentioned his hands. He's been working quite a lot on his boxing, a lot of YouTube videos, working his hands with Jamie Williams. And as you see here with the title of the tape, it's going to be a really interesting matchup.
Yeah, fairly even all round for Jack Mason and Norman Paraisy. As Jack Mason just receives some final attention in our Melamood Hotel's prep point. Once again, you're watching Cage Warriors 43 live from the HMV Forum in London, England. My name is Josh Palmer. I'm joined cage side tonight by Ian Dean, and this is our main event of the evening.
And it really is a fascinating clash. Jack Mason, I really think he's he's top 10, maybe British middleweight. Middleweight's just growing all the time here in the UK.
Ladies and gentlemen and fight fans around the world, what time is it? Live from the HMV Forum in London, England, it's go time! 3 rounds of fighting in the Cage Warriors middleweight division. Introducing your first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner! This man is a mixed martial artist with a record of 9 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, and 1 no contest. He weighed in at 185.1 pounds. He stands 6 feet tall. Fighting out of Team ABS in Paris, France, Norman Paraisy! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist with a record of 15 wins, 7 losses. He weighed in at 184.8 pounds. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. Fighting out of Team Tsunami, BKK in Cambridge, England, Jack the Stone Mason! And when the action begins, the referee in charge is Mark Goddard.
Okay, gents, you understand the rules you're fighting under. Listen to me at all times. Keep yourself protected. When I say stop, you stop. Touch gloves. Let's do this.
Mark Goddard giving his final instructions here at our main event. It's the white and red shorts for Jack Mason and the black and white shorts for Norman Paraisy.
I'm really looking forward to this bout. And here we go.
Touch of gloves to get us underway. It really wouldn't surprise me if we saw a fairly tentative feeling out process here from both these guys.
Yeah, both guys have been doing a lot of press, a lot of media, building up this fight as Mason goes for a shoot, tries to go for a trip there.
Yeah,
Paraisy away,
well stepped out of from Norman Paraisy.
Yeah, both guys experienced. Wouldn't surprise me right now if this does go outside of the first round.
And Paraisy opening up now with some strikes, but Jack countering well when Paraisy took the opportunity to kick. Jack does have a very good knockout on his record where he countered a teep to the stomach with a big overhand right.
Yeah, real highlight knockout there. And also, interestingly, in the build-up to the fight, Mason questioned Paraisy's heart. Paraisy infamously quit on his stall in the TUF show. Mason feels that he actually said he's got quit in him, and he's looking to exploit that.
Yeah, Jack Mason saying whatever he can to perhaps get in the mind of Norman Paraisy. But once again, the Team Tsunami fighters' takedown attempt is shrugged off by Norman Paraisy.
Yeah, Paraisy there just mocking Mason for a moment.
Yeah, certainly looking rather unfazed, I have to say. That's the best way to describe his expression.
Yeah, I mean, although both men are experienced, as Mason almost there was hit by a knee. Paraisy, you could argue, has mixed in much higher levels in Bellator, in Cage Warriors, N1. Like I said, he's fought internationally. Mason never fought outside the UK and almost exclusively based in the southeast of England as well. Be interesting to see how he adapts.
Yeah, Norman Paraisy doing a good job of backing Jack Mason up, but it's and just shrugging Jack Mason off there as he looked to push him up against the cage. As you mentioned earlier, Ian, a bit of taunting from the Paris man.
Yeah, I mean, again, Yeah, he's been there with some real internationals. It's not taking anything away from Jack Mason. Paraisy is quite charismatic though. I've spoke to him a long time, and this is a big opportunity for him as well. He's going to try and use every trick in the book to get the victory.
Bit of dancing from Norman Paraisy. He's doing a good job of bossing Jack Mason around the cage. Every time Mason feels as though he might be getting a bit too close, he looks to change level and shoot, but not getting too low on those, and it's been a fairly easy bit of takedown defense for Norman Paraisy so far.
Yeah, but I think at the same time, Paraisy's being too lackadaisical, and it's not going to get him points. It goes for another knee. Mason just pushes him away.
Yeah, obviously he feels that that opportunity for that flying knee is there when Jack Mason looks to grab hold of him. It's twice he's thrown it now. But as you say, lackadaisical is Norman Paraisy. He perhaps just looks a little too casual. I don't know if it's part of his game plan to really get inside the head of Jack Mason.
Yeah, Mason seemed incredibly focused all weekend, and as I said in the build-up, he's been doing a lot of press. Mason has, maybe he sees this as well as a massive opportunity. You could argue this is one of the few legit international guys Mason has faced, although he has faced a lot of top domestic talent.
Certainly some interesting striking coming from Norman Paraisy there. An almost lunging backhand. Superman a punch from Jack Mason. Oh, and Norman Paraisy just slipping. There, a wry smile on the face of a few onlookers cage side.
Yeah, but Mason has a lot of fans here, and that certainly got their attention.
Yeah, he works as a financial project manager in London City, so I'm certain he's brought a tremendous amount of support here with him.
Yeah, always does. A big fan favourite here in the southeast of England.
Really is going to be interesting to see how the judges score this, because neither fighter landing with too many strikes of real significance.
Yeah, Mason, I feel, has tried to land more intent, maybe apart from a couple of knees from Paraisy. But this is the kind of round that, if it does go the distance, both fighters could kick themselves if they end up losing.
Yeah, Jack said before the last 10-15 seconds he'll look for a takedown to really put a stamp on the end and try and secure it in the judge's mind. No such luck here though, as round one ends in our main event of the evening.
And joining Jack Mason inside the cage there is the top unsigned British welterweight, John Maguire. Great man to have in your corner.
Yeah, John Maguire, vastly experienced, really making waves now that he's dropped into the welterweight division in the UK scene.
But great corner as well though for the Frenchman. John Ndoye, a student of Norman Paraisy. He caught the Eurostar today to join him after Paraisy's original cornerman was held up at immigration.
Well, Jean Ndoye is a character in himself, and none of us here at Cage Warriors can wait to have him back on the show, because the performance he put on for us against Dan Hope was really something to watch. But it's all about Norman Paraisy and Jack Mason here as we move into the second round.
You've got to think now, Josh, that one of the guys have really got to start trying to impose their will now. Mason has said numerous times that he felt he wasn't happy with his performance last time out at Cage Warriors because he didn't press the action.
Yeah, I think you're spot on there, Ian. He's really got to look to, or one of these guys has got to look to drive forward and really stamp their authority on this fight, because it's there for the taking for both guys at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. And Paraisy's come out for the second round absolutely soaked. You can see the water just flying off of his body as Mason struck him there. Paraisy though looks more serious this time, hands up.
Yeah, perhaps just taking a few stern words from his corner to say, look, this is a serious fight you're in here, let's drive forward and leave no doubt in anyone's mind that you're one of the top middleweights in Europe.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Paraisy is a bit wary about leaving it to the judges. He drew with Cage Warriors veteran Michele Virginelli in April this year, I believe, in Switzerland.
Yeah, Michele Virginelli we also saw last time out at Cage Warriors Fight Night 1 in Jordan.
Paraisy felt that he won that fight. You know, he won't want to leave it to the judges. And
just turning to have a brief conversation with his corner is Norman Paraisy. He's definitely comfortable in there, but it's one thing to motion and say, hey, I've got a tough chin, but at the end of the day, you just took a legitimate strike there.
Yeah, and and Mason's going to keep landing. Again, he tries to go for a flying knee, and Mason there just saw it coming. Great work.
Let's see if Jack Mason can connect the hands and secure the takedown. It's something he's certainly been looking for the whole fight. But again, pummeling for the underhook and shoveling him back up is Norman Paraisy.
Yeah, I think Paraisy more slipped than anything else there, although it looks like there's a little mark now on Jack Mason's forehead.
Yeah, Norman Paraisy having some success with the kicks. He's certainly the one pushing the action forward at the moment.
Nice uppercut.
Yeah, that's what we need to see, is we need to see Jack Mason really open up and throw his hands. He's got a tremendous amount of power. If he can connect, particularly with that overhand right, he really has the potential to hurt Norman Paraisy.
Yeah, I mean, he does have good striking. Although he does have a lot of career wins by submission, overwhelmingly by submission, he does have power. You just kind of feel like you want, just Mason just to let them hands go a little bit, especially when Paraisy right now he's letting his hands low, he's taunting his opponent.
Yeah, halfway point here in the second round at our main event of the evening. Cage Warriors 43 live from the HMV Forum in Kentish Town, London.
Again, Paraisy just not letting go either. Some blood there from his lip. Nice leg kick. Paraisy sort of taunting again Mason, calling him on.
I just have to think that if one of these guys can start putting a real effective jab together and coming behind it with flurries of strikes, they're going to start being more successful, because at the moment they tend to be just flurries of much wider shots.
Yeah, and I get the feeling as well that Paraisy is going to be losing this fight for all of his gesturing, for all of he's doing.
Oh, good left hook off that flying knee from Norman Paraisy.
Yeah, the commentator's curse struck right there. This is what we need to see more of this from Paraisy.
Interesting footwork from the Parisian.
Yeah, I don't think this kind of mind games is going to work on Jack Mason.
Yeah, Jack Mason is being successful in getting in on the hips of Norman Paraisy and connecting, but it's just the finishing is not quite there as yet. As you say, they're probably getting quite slippery at this stage, and he's going to have to really work to hit that takedown he's been trying for the whole fight.
Yeah, both men starting to up the tempo a little bit there. Paraisy, big overhand right, swing and a miss. Good jab there by Mason. Seen a few of them in the last couple of minutes now. But both guys looking fresh.
Yeah, both guys incredibly focused. Jack Mason looks really targeted on Norman Paraisy, but he does tend to be on the back foot here.
Yeah. And frustratingly so.
And now Norman Paraisy with a shot, changing level very nicely. Jack Mason's jumped for the guillotine, though. He is famous for this. He calls it the jacketine, and he does have an incredible squeeze.
Time not on his side, though, as we come to the last 10 seconds of the round.
No, Norman Paraisy staying very composed, fighting his way out of it, looking to land some ground and pound in the closing stages.
Good work there by Mason. And I think he's going to take the round in my book.
Yeah, it's really hard to, as we see some replays here of, what was a very good striking flurry when he started to open up. But again, the good knee left hook combination from Norman Paraisy, and the double leg shot that prompted Jack Mason to try that guillotine. But it's always interesting to see how the judges treat the flamboyance and showboating of fighters. It's often it can be taken as a sign of weakness.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I would personally disagree with that. showboat all you want, but be effective whilst you're doing it. If you're showboating and you're there getting caught, you're getting hit, you're getting caught up in submissions, then you're going to lose, no matter how good your showboating is.
Yeah, I think that's a fair comment.
And this is a big round for Norman Paraisy. I spoke to him earlier this weekend, and he was talking about potential big international fights, not only on Cage Warriors but elsewhere too. And this will be a big setback for him if he does lose to Mason. And right now, I feel that he is down. He could be down around maybe even 2.
Yeah, you'd like to think that some of the guys Norman Paraisy has been in there, has prepared him for these grueling 3-round battles and having to really dig deep, because I still think the fight's up to grabs for either one of these guys here.
Yeah, definitely. As Mark Goddard there just making sure that the mat there is dry. Again, Paraisy is soaking wet, Josh. If you ever look at him right now.
Yeah, the sweat absolutely pouring off the back of Norman Paraisy. 3rd round here in our main event. The black shorts for Norman Paraisy, the white and red shorts for Jack the Stone Mason.
Is somebody going to just take that risk? Is somebody going to try and just push the pace to try and steal that win?
It's a tough call for them because there's a lot on the line for either guy, and they both know that if they do make that mistake, the other fighter is more than capable of capitalizing.
Definitely. But you do just sit there and think, somebody, let's just push it on a little bit more. How badly do you want to win? And again, Paraisy with his hands down.
The motioning from Norman Paraisy would suggest that he really wants this and really wants to drive forward, but that's not quite reflected in the results so far.
Yeah, I mean, he keeps looking for this knee, and I'd say maybe only once has he really been effective with it. Mason there saw it coming. Misses again with a hook. Some more blood there coming from Paraisy's mouth.
He did eat a couple of shots there from Jack Mason, but shrugging them off. Clearly a tough chin for the Parisian.
Step into that, Jack. Push.
I'll give Mason a lot of credit. He is looking quite composed. He's not letting these mind games get to him right now.
And again, Norman Paraisy with the shot really changed level and drove nicely there. Jack Mason half trying to pull the guillotine, but what he's done is give up bottom position with 3 minutes left in the final round here.
Yeah, Paraisy's listening to his corner team there. Shouting some advice, but Paraisy's not doing anything. And in the 3rd round, you are more likely to get stood up.
What it does show is the level of good call by Ian Dean. He's basically not Goddard deeming that not a whole lot of action going on, and Norman Paraisy really should have tried to push the pace more.
Yeah, he looked kind of shot then as well. But Paraisy really has to do something. This isn't working.
It's a thoroughly confusing performance, I have to say. Good left hook from Jack Mason.
When you're not having any real effective aggression, and your opponent is at least sort of landing something, it's not going to go your way. And Mason got caught there by a big overhand.
Yeah, one thing you can definitely say about Jack Mason is, he's been caught with big shots early in fights before, and he's managed to hang in there and come back and win rounds later on. So an incredibly tough individual is the Tsunami fighter.
Trying to land that jab, but he's not really having too much success. Paraisy just turning up the tempo a little bit now. His corner have been shouting louder and louder instructions as the round's gone on. Mason tries a Superman punch.
Yeah, to the body. Minute and a half left here in the final round. Again, that left kick finding a home, and the flying knee is finally effective for Norman Paraisy, and he jumps on Jack Mason, a series of vicious elbows. He's landing ground and pound, and Jack Mason doesn't know what has hit him. Well, we said Norman Paraisy had to do something, and he certainly seized that opportunity.
Wow.
I think you're speechless, Mr. Ian Dean.
I'm stunned, you know. As I was saying, you know, his corner was shouting him louder and louder, and Paraisy looked at one stage like it just a switch just flicked in his head. Here we are. Here's the replay, and there's the knee.
Yeah, he knew that Jack Mason was going to attempt the rugby-style tackle. He's tried several times to land that knee combination as we look at the ground and pound that ended, and unfortunately Jack Mason's stunned, not really able to offer any intelligent defence, and Mark Goddard left with no option but to call a halt to proceedings here.
Stunning end.
Yeah, really not in the vein of the rest of the entire fight, I have to say, but it really shows what you know, explosive power these guys can put together when they want to go in for the kill.
Definitely. But you do get the sense that all of a sudden Paraisy did realise that, you know, I think I am going to lose this fight. The corner just kept beckoning at him to do something. He looked back, and then 10 seconds later, fight's over.
So we go to our MC, Brett Freeman, who has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. Referee Mark Goddard calls a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 50 seconds in the third round. Declaring your winner by TKO, Norman Paraisy!
And there we have it, Norman Paraisy with a third round TKO win over Jack Mason in the main event here at Cage Warriors 43. That win now extends Paraisy's record to 10 wins, and be interesting to see where he goes from here right now. Maybe fights further afield. There is talk that he will go back to Brazil to participate in the second round of a tournament later this year. But with the Cage Warriors middleweight division, as I said earlier today, you know, growing all the time, it'll be interesting to see who he could fight here, or even here in Europe. The European middleweight scene is really stacked, and with the Cage Warriors title effectively vacant, maybe one day we'll see him challenge for the title. Paraisy just posing there for the camera.
Thank you, everybody. Merci Achille. Merci ma famille. Thanks, everybody. I want to dedicate. Thank you.
So our winner, Norman Paraisy. He's just going to go and join Josh Palmer any minute now, and be interested to see what he has to say after that performance.
So I'm here with the winner of our main event, Norman Paraisy. Norman, give us your thoughts on what was an interesting fight. It looked a little tame and a little slow pace through the first 2 rounds, but you jumped on him for the finish in the third round.
Yes, first of all, I'm so happy to be here, you know. I begged Ian Dean, the matchmaker, to fight me since I'm 16 years old. He can let you know I'm 25 today, so it's kind of dream coming true. I have here my little brothers. I fight little time ago for the show. It's a big project, you know. And I have biggest respect for Jack. I know I have to take my time because the guy is very experienced. I have more than 20 fights. I'm only have like 12 fights, I think, now. So I work a lot of my stamina and just be patient, you know.
Okay, so you looked like you were taunting him a little bit of showboating, trying to get inside his head. Was that part of the game plan to unsettle him?
Honestly, you know, from the outside it can look kind of provocating, but when I fight against myself, you know. I have nothing against Jake, he's just a gentleman. But how can I explain? I make bad fight in the past, for you will see it, and it's my way to redemption, so I fight myself. I have pain inside me, and I just try to take out. And sorry for Jack, but it's not against him. If I have anger, it's only against me.
You were looking for that knee combination all the way through the fight.
Oh, yeah.
It finally landed for you.
Yeah.
Did you see it was there for his takedown attempts to counter with that knee?
Oh, honestly, it's kind of luck. You know, I just throw, and thanks Lord he's connect, but I would just give it. You know, I don't know what's going to happen. I think he was going to go to decision, but thanks the Lord he's land. But
let us know what's next for Norman Paraisy.
I don't know.
No,
Ice cream and Smirnoff right now.
Norman, it's been a pleasure having you here. We look forward to seeing you again. Norman Paraisy, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks to everybody, sir.
So we're going to see.
Can I just thank you for Olivier Pastor, Chris, both come from south of France to help me out. We're not from the same team, but like you see on the stuff, is a family, you know, the Pride or Die family. So they just helped me out, and without them, it would be a different fight.
Well,